The movie starts with a girl named Ava Brooks coming back to her old house. She is there to get ready for her best friend, Danica Richards' engagement party. Ava is still sad because her mother recently passed away. She is also worried about seeing her ex-boyfriend from high school, Milo Griffin. Ava gets ready and goes to the party where many guests have already arrived. The group of friends comes together again after being apart for a long time. Danica is now engaged to Teddy Spencer, whose parents are Grant and Jill, a rich local couple. Milo still likes Ava, but he tells Teddy that they are just friends. After the party, the four friends meet an old friend, Stevie Ward, and her friend Hannah, who are picking up empties after the party. Ava recognizes them and goes near. They ask Stevie to come hang out with them. At first, she isn't sure if she wants to go, but when Hannah tells her she should, Stevie agrees to join them. The five friends drive around and stop to watch fireworks. Teddy starts joking around in the middle of the street and almost gets hit by a car, but Milo pushes him out of the way just in time. After that, no one laughs anymore. Then a pickup truck comes and swerves to avoid hitting Teddy. It crashes through a guardrail. The group tries to help the driver and stop the truck from falling, but they can't hold it and it falls onto the rocks below. Milo calls the police, but then they all run away. They arrive home and Teddy says his dad will take care of everything. He then asks them not to tell anyone what just happened, and they all promise to keep it secret. 1 year later, Ava meets a young woman named Tyler, and they share an intimate moment together in the airport bathroom. Ava goes to Southport for Danica's bridal shower, which is happening during the 4th of July weekend. Later, Milo picks them up. During the drive, Tyler talks about her podcast called Live, Laugh, Slaughter and says she is very interested in the original Southport massacre that happened in 1997. They arrive at the party and meet Danica. The friends gather again and it's revealed that Danica and Teddy have broken up. She is now engaged to someone new named Wyatt. It's also mentioned that Stevie has been helping Danica over the past year while Ava hasn't stayed in touch. While Danica is opening gifts and cards, she finds a note that says, "I know what you did last summer." She gets scared and when others ask what's wrong, she says it's nothing. She then quietly asks Ava, Milo, and Stevie to come with her in private. Danica shows them the card. Danica thinks Teddy sent the card because he's still angry about their breakup. Milo asks why she's so sure it was Teddy. Danica says only the four of them and Teddy's dad know about what happened last year. So, she believes Teddy is trying to blackmail her and ruin her life. To find out the truth, Ava, Milo, and Stevie go to the docks to see Teddy, who now spends most of his time drunk on his boat. They show him the card and ask if he sent it to Danica. Teddy says he didn't send the note and tells them to leave him alone. Later that night, Danica and Wyatt are at home alone. Danica goes to take a bath and Wyatt stays in the kitchen to have a drink. While he's there, he notices the outside lights turn on and thinks someone might be in the backyard. He goes to check but doesn't see anyone. As he turns to go back inside, someone shoots him in the back with a harpoon gun. The attacker pulls out the harpoon and shoots him again, this time in the stomach. The killer is wearing a black raincoat and carrying a hook, looking just like the fisherman. The fisherman then slashes Wyatt with the hook. Meanwhile, Danica is in the bathroom, but doesn't hear anything because she's listening to a tape while bathing. When she finally comes downstairs, she finds Wyatt's dead body set up to look like he's sitting. On the wall behind him, written in his blood, are the words, "You can't erase the past." Danica's friends come to the police station to support her. Ava tries to comfort her. Teddy also shows up, but Milo stops him from talking to Danica. The next day, the group meets to talk about who might be after them. They are confused because Wyatt wasn't even involved in the accident last year. They know the man who died that night was named Sam Cooper, but they haven't been able to find any connection to him. Ava then remembers Tyler and how interested she was in the Southport massacre. She decides to meet with Tyler to see if she can help them figure out what's going on. Later, Ava meets with Tyler, who explains the details of the original Southport massacre. Tyler takes Ava to the Bayside house where the first fisherman attacks had happened. They go inside and Tyler says she's going upstairs to check if anyone is there. While Ava waits, she sends a message to Stevie saying she's with Tyler. Suddenly, the current fisherman shows up. At first, Ava thinks it's just Tyler playing a joke, but then the real Tyler appears upstairs. The fisherman attacks both Ava and Tyler. He traps Ava in a cage and Tyler tries to escape by holding onto the elevator rope, but Killer finds her. Meanwhile, Stevie arrives after reading Ava's worried message. Ava manages to break free and they both meet. Upstairs, Tyler gets stabbed, but manages to pull off the fisherman's mask. She seems to recognize him and says, "You," before he kills her by hanging her out of the window by her neck. The people of Southport gather for a town meeting after Tyler's death. Grant tries to make it seem like she took her own life because he doesn't want to scare away tourists during the holiday weekend. But some people believe something more is going on, including Ray Bronson, one of the survivors of the original Southport massacre, and also Stevie's boss. Needing help, Ava drives to a nearby town to find Julie James. Julie is now a college professor and wants to leave the past behind. But when she sees how serious Ava's situation is, she invites her to her home to talk and offer advice. It's also revealed that Julie and Ree are now divorced and they don't get along anymore. Later, Ava, Milo, and Stevie go to an impound lot, thinking that Sam's truck was taken there after the accident. They find out that the truck actually belonged to a local pastor named Judah Gillespie, and that Sam had stolen it from him. Meanwhile, Danica and Teddy visit a cemetery where the victims of the original Southport massacre are buried. They also find Sam's grave and notice that someone recently placed fresh flowers on it. They ask the groundskeeper if he can check the security cameras to see who left the flowers. As the groundskeeper goes to check the footage, the fisherman suddenly appears and slashes his throat. Teddy tries to find the man, but the fisherman shows up and chases Danica into a nearby building. She hides inside a parade float, but gets caught. Just as the fisherman is about to kill her, Teddy tackles him. The fisherman escapes and Teddy takes Danica back to his house so she can rest and recover. Later, Milo and Ava are about to hook up, but things get awkward when Ava asks him to choke her. Milo feels uncomfortable and says he needs to grab his phone charger from the car. Once outside, he tries to calm himself down and prepare to do what she asked. But before he can go back in, the fisherman shows up and strangles him with a rope, then breaks his neck. The killer takes Milo's phone and sends a message to Ava, making it look like Milo is just heading out for the night. Meanwhile, Ray visits Julie, who is not happy to see him. He's upset that she told Ava to investigate the killer on her own, warning that Ava and her friends could end up dying, just like their own friends did years ago. The next day, Danica and Ava visit the church and meet Hannah, who recognizes them as Stevie's friends. They also see Judah, the pastor, who acts uncomfortable when they bring up Sam. While Judah is distracted, Danica sneaks into his office and looks through his notebooks. She finds pictures of Judah with Sam, proving they knew each other. Ava warns Danica that Judah is coming, and Danica manages to hide before he sees her. After leaving the church, Danica and Ava go to the police station to report what they found about Judah. But once there, they are told they can't leave. Meanwhile, Teddy is at home when the fisherman comes after him. Earlier, the killer had left a message warning Teddy he was next. Teddy fights back but is stabbed several times and can't call out to his mother Jill for help. Grant goes outside and finds his son dying. Before he can react, the fisherman stabs Grant through the throat with his hook, killing him. While still at the police station, Danica has a nightmare. In the dream, she finds herself at the Bayside house where she sees a vision of Helen Shivers, one of the original Southport victims and a former Croaker queen like Danica. Helen is standing over Wyatt's dead body, holding a hook, and tells Danica that she's going to get what she deserves, just like Helen did. Danica wakes up, shaken. The officers suddenly tell Danica and Ava they're free to go. Outside, horrified to find Teddy and Grant's bodies hanging, Danica breaks down in shock. Things get even worse when they find Milo's car nearby. Ava opens the door and finds Milo's dead body in the back seat. She also breaks down in grief, trying to save them. Stevie leads both girls to a boat, saying they need to get out of Southport as soon as possible. Back at the church, the police arrive to arrest Judah, but they're too late. He's already been killed. One of the officers notices a photo on the wall. It shows Judah with a group of church members. Among them is Sam, and standing next to Sam is Stevie. Meanwhile, out at sea, after sailing far from land, Stevie drops anchor and reveals that she is the fisherman. She tells Danica and Ava that she was in a secret relationship with Sam and felt abandoned by her old friends. Stevie says she had called Sam to pick her up the night of the accident because she felt left out, but didn't know it was his truck that crashed until she saw it in the news. blaming them for everything. Stevie says she's been planning revenge ever since, starting by killing the men Danica and Ava loved. Danica and Ava fight back. Stevie catches Danica and holds her at hook point just as Ray arrives to stop her, but Stevie stabs Danica in the chest with a hook and throws her off the boat. Ray then shoots Stevie, knocking her overboard. Ray takes Ava back to Southport. Ava later contacts Julie and starts to question if Stevie had really acted alone. Julie suddenly realizes Stevie wasn't alone. On Ray's boat, Ava quickly figures out the truth. Ray was Stevie's partner all along. He plans to kill Ava next. Even though Stevie originally wanted to spare Ava, thinking she wasn't as bad as the others, Ray doesn't care. Julie shows up and finds Ava already stabbed in the back. She confronts Ray. He explains that he felt forgotten that the trauma and loss he and Julie suffered had been erased over time, and he wanted people to remember what happened. Just as Ray raises the hook to kill Julie, Ava shoots him with a harpoon gun, killing him. Meanwhile, Danica is found alive after washing up on the shore and is taken to the hospital. There, she reunites with Ava. Later, the two friends sit by the beach, eating and reconnecting, finally at peace after everything that happened. But then, Ava tells Danica that Stevie is still alive.